We're going to be talking about bleeding internal hemorrhoids. We're going to discuss specifically what they are, what causes them, and how we would recommend getting rid of them. First of all, what is a bleeding internal hemorrhoid? First, you should understand what a hemorrhoid is, and that is a weakened, inflamed vein that is located in or around your anal opening. Second, an internal hemorrhoid is one that is located on the inside of your anal opening. That's how you determine exactly what type of hemorrhoid you have, whether it's internal or external. And in this case, we're talking about internal, which is located on the inside of your anal opening. Third is a bleeding internal hemorrhoid, which is what we're talking about ultimately, and that is one that bleeds during or after bowel movements. You may even notice that it will bleed after active activity. If you're playing sports or running or whatever, it may end up bleeding at that point. But what we're really talking about are bleeding internal hemorrhoids, and we just want to make sure you knew exactly what they were. The main symptom of internal hemorrhoids is, in fact, bleeding. Because of the location, internal hemorrhoids are not nearly as painful as external hemorrhoids. Most people know they have hemorrhoids from how painful they can be, but only when they are external, because they are exposed to external factors such as wiping and the passage of stool, etc. But when they're internal, they're not nearly as painful, so you may not even know that you have internal hemorrhoids, otherwise known as piles, until you see the blood on the toilet paper or in the toilet after the bowel movement. So a lot of people don't even realize they're suffering from internal hemorrhoids until they see the main symptom, which is bleeding. Please note that bleeding from the rectum does not necessarily mean you have internal hemorrhoids. This does not guarantee that that is exactly what your problem is. Bleeding can be an indication of many different problems, cancer being one of them. So it's very important that you get checked out and ensure that what you are dealing with is in fact hemorrhoids instead of something possibly more serious. Definitely keep that in mind. Bleeding does not mean that you have hemorrhoids for sure, but it definitely can be an indication that you do have them. What to do with bleeding internal hemorrhoids? Well, you need to take the steps to improve your weakened veins, soothe the inflammation, and stop the pain. Even though your internal hemorrhoids are not necessarily that painful, they still can be inflamed. So it's really important that you take steps to improve what we know to be wrong with them, which is weakened veins, and there are also signs of inflammation as well as the blood. Easy enough, right? Well, don't worry. We do have some recommendations for you. You're not all alone. That is actually probably the purpose of you watching this whole video, and we're getting to it right now. What to do? For your weakened veins, we recommend using stone root. It's a natural herbal product that is well known for helping with hemorrhoids because of its healing properties for your veins. For inflammation, we would recommend witch hazel and white oak bark. Both are pretty well-known herbs out there. You've probably even heard of them, but they are wonderful for inflammation. In fact, it is said that there's not an inflamed condition that these herbs will not be able to handle. For the bleeding, butcher's broom and ginger are wonderful for the blood. They're blood cleansers. They also help with blood clotting if you do have problems with blood clotting, but most of all, they are there to help stop bleeding. Do not worry, you are not on your own. We will help you. We can tell you where to get these products, and in fact, you can get them in pre-blended form. You can get them at www.hemorrhoidharry.com. HemorrhoidHarry.com has a lot of free information for you. It's a wonderful resource. They have a huge blog with tons of hemorrhoid-related subjects. They have question and answer section. They've got customer testimonials. They've got it all. So definitely go check it out. They'll give you thorough explanations about these herbs that I've mentioned and more, as well as how you can get them and what to do with them. So best of luck with your situation.